I have cut down my speech. I won't take much time. I'll try to finish as early as possible. Dear Reverend Fathers, our Vicar General, Father Shanti Chandan Pani, I think is here around, and Father Sanjeev, the Vicar General of the Diocese of Berhampur, and my dear fathers from Berhampur Diocese, Rayagada Diocese, sisters, foster children, my family, and I have some important, those who have played important roles in my life. I would also mention Father Philip, Father Jacob Chiramerid, and Father Jacob Cartedy, and I will introduce my other family members later. And my dear seminarians, I have no words to describe what I've experienced today, and I just cannot explain. I just can't say it has been a touchstone experience, a mountaintop experience that will take care of many valley experience. So since I have cut short my speech, I just want to begin with thanksgiving and end with thanksgiving. The first is I want to mention my Bishop Aprinar Senapati. I have told him 3 times that I didn't want this celebration. And third time I gave in writing that I have thought enough and I didn't want a celebration. And he didn't ask me to do it by under obedience, or he was going to do it anyway, but he has won me over in his own way. And finally, so it has all happened. And even if Bishop had decided on my request not to have a celebration, any sort of celebration, I don't think Father Prabhudas and Father Sisir would have agreed, and Father Shanti would have allowed that. So I want to mention these names who are responsible for this show today and this celebration. It was not merely a show, it was a real celebration. So I want to once again thank Bishop Aprinar, and who took the initiative, who wanted to celebrate my 25 years of priesthood, and also our Vicar General, Father Shanti Chandan Pani, our financial administrator, Father Ajay Pradhan, and Father Sushil, our Bishop's House administrator, and also our judicial vicar, and also a long-time associate and friend, Father Matthew Kalingal, who has always been there for me whenever I needed something. You have seen how meticulous the liturgy was, and responsible for some parts. And also day and night for the past few years, my community members, Father Prabhudas has been working so hard, and Father Sisir helping him. I said even if the diocese had not celebrated, they would have celebrated it in some way. And I have also seen some fathers like Father Purna Chandra and also Father Sisir, Father Kumol. They have been here for past few days preparing, and you have seen many of their fruit of their work on this stage and on the screen. And I have no words to thank you, fathers. And I am grateful, and finally I have realized that you are right. And I also want to thank the sisters, the community nearby, to start with the Deepthi Convent, the provincial house, and their foster children who performed and made this occasion so joyful. And I want to also mention the Ambatata community who are here, and St. Thomas Convent and their children, the foster children who performed here today, and also the Daughters of the Church community, the FMM community of sisters. And I'm so grateful to all of you for supporting and for making this night memorable. A wonderful day, like I said, a touchstone experience for me. And I've come to realize that Bishop and the Vicar General, Father Prabhudas, Father Sisir and Father Ajay, Father Sis, they were all right. And all the stupid reasons all the reasons I gave for not having a celebration were stupid now, I feel. Because for last few years, for 2 years, I've told my family that I didn't need any celebration. And for 2 years I've been saying, and I didn't need any celebration. But this is the 13th one. The 12th one being what Father Obed and Father Kumodi did with Marathwada parish people on Christmas Day. And like he said, this has been one of my experiences during this past 25 years. Every time I tried to act smarter than God, God has always brought me to the end of my wits. And this was one of those moments. And when I look back for the last 25 years, I made a rough estimate that I have celebrated more than 10,000 masses. That's more than more than 10,000 times I have said, this is my body, not this is Jesus' body. I've said, this is my body and this is my blood. And to hundreds of people, I have said, go in peace, your sins are forgiven. And in the name of Jesus, I've been a healer to many. And hundreds of people have even seen me or seen Jesus walking toward them with his healing touch while they were on their sick bed or on their deathbed even. To them, I have brought peace of Christ. I have joined many couples in the sacrament of matrimony, and tens of thousands of people have said amen when I said the body and blood of Jesus. And therefore I had to pause after 25 years, because paraphrasing Prophet Amos, I am not a son of a priest, and I have not inherited this power from my family. It is all grace. It's all God's gift. And I have been chosen as a priest, not for special privilege, but for a mission, for a responsibility. And I want to explain, I'll take 5 minutes more, maybe 3 defining moments in my life. One was in 2013, on the 18th anniversary of my priesthood. I had this great opportunity of celebrating Mass with the Holy Father, Pope Francis. And it so happened it was my 18th ordination anniversary, though it was not planned at all because of Sister Philomena, who was here. He had to leave by Hirakud Express, and she arranged all that. I got this opportunity, and after Mass, I waited to see the Holy Father, and while he gave me a hug and we were exchanging pleasantries, and I told him, Holy Father, today is the 18th anniversary of my priesthood. Please bless me. And Pope Francis bowed his head and said, Father, please bless me. So I have blessed the Holy Father Pope with his hands. And again, this was not a power I inherited from my family. and this is the power given to me by God. Therefore, I had to pause. I had to pause and say, thank you, Lord. It's all grace. It's all your gift. And the people I have ministered to, they have taught me many lessons. The wonderful foundation I had in Morning Star College, both my philosophy and theology. But then people, especially those parishioners I have served here in the parish of Aligunda, and many places I have visited for preaching, for teaching, and 2 parishes in the United States, 1 parish in the United Kingdom, and also 2 times in the seminary, and for 10 years in the bishop's house. I have learned and I have received much more than I have given. Especially people have taught me how to talk about God in practice. And this is what I've been trying to do for the last 25 years. There's a story of Rabbi Elimelech Lisensker. Rabbi Elimelech said, I am sure of my share in the world to come. When I stand to plead before the bar of the heavenly tribunal, I will be asked, did you learn as in duty bound? To this I will make answer, no. Again, I will be asked, did you pray as in duty bound? Again, my answer will be no. The third question will be, did you do good as in duty bound? And for the third time, I will answer no. The judgment will be awarded in my favor, for I will have spoken the truth. So that's what I have to say after 25 years. If I said, I have prayed as I should have prayed as a priest, I have done good works as I should have done, or I have been faithful as I should have been, or I have learned as I should have, I will be lying. I don't even dare to say I have done my best. All I can say is I have tried. For 25 years, I have tried to be faithful and to learn, to understand, and to do good. And that is because I am a perfect human being, or rather, humanly perfect. That is to say, I am an imperfect human being. And I've been trying to become a better human being in order to become a good priest. And this is what I have learned from the field. People have taught me to do theology or to talk about God in practice. And they have taught me what my favorite or my motto that you can see there: people don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. People don't care. They don't care how much you know. And they don't care how much qualities, qualifications, how many degree certificates, how many doctorates you have, until they come to know how much you care. And this is what I want to do. This is what I have been trying to do. Again, I don't dare to say that I have tried my best. I only say I have tried. I have not even done my best. I am still on my journey. I want to make another defining moment. Our life, meaningful life, is consisting of defining moments. So this is an experience I had in Aligunda when I had gone for 15 days of village tour with a catechist, and to make a long story short, we were asked to get back to our parish because a big storm was coming, and normally we go one village to another village, spend some time and take some rest and move on, and by the time we finish 15 days we will have walked some 80 or 100 kilometers. But we had to take a shorter route to get back to the parish, and true enough, there was a storm on the following day, and we would have been stuck up in the forest for another 2-3 weeks because the storm was terrible. And the catechist and I had to take a shorter route, and we directly were trying to come to a place called Kotama. We were coming from Mambar, Kurchugoda. Some of these people know it is 8 hours walk from Aligonda. Those days there was no road. And as soon as we came to, got back to, all this while we were hungry. We started in the morning and we didn't have any food because there was no village in between, and we had to walk where there were no villages. And then I remembered I had a good day biscuit given by Father Emmanuel Sabasundar, my parish priest. When I left for the village tour, he gave me a good day biscuit packet and said, keep it with you, it may be useful. So I was so happy. We were so hungry, and the water was available because there were streams. You know, those of you know that we go to one village, we eat some rice water, what they give, and they continue. But this time it was not possible. So we drank water from the streams, and then finally I remembered this good day biscuit. We opened, and there were white worms throughout the biscuit, like cows of Bashan. They were eating on this good day biscuit and were so fat. But we removed the worms and ate the biscuit because we were so hungry. And then as I came to Kotama, we did not enter in the Kotama village, it was another place. And then the catechist told me, Father, anyway we are in our bus is later, so we are in the village, why don't we go to a small village called Matubadi? And there were a few people who were not very faithful to Catholic faith, so fathers were not visiting them for 6 years. Can we make it? I said, of course. So we went there because this was on the way to Kotama. And as soon as we reached there, they were so happy. These people were so happy that a priest visited them after 6 years. And after some time, maybe after half an hour, we were talking to them. The lady of that house we were sitting, she bought on a plate she cooked half matured banana plantain trees. And I don't know where she got it from. She didn't have anything else. She didn't have tea, she didn't have coffee, she didn't have anything to offer. And I got this boiled banana. Then I looked outside, I found that 4 bananas were less in that only bunch they had in their courtyard outside. And she had gone and plucked these 4 bananas, 2 each for us, for me and for the catechist, and she boiled it. And in normal, even today, even ripe, the big good banana boiled one I don't eat. And this half matured banana, I ate all of them, 2 of them. Then after that I asked her, how did you know that we were hungry? And immediately her answer was, Apanamko dekhile jona padibo nai ki father. So don't we know that you are hungry when you look at your face? And there's a beautiful Malayalam song that says, when your face fades, God's face fades. And this is a caring God, how it takes care of us. One of the greatest lessons I have learned since then, since my first years of priesthood, from the great lesson that this woman who plucked her 4 bananas from the only bunch they had and boiled and gave me, I have learned a lesson until today. From that time on, whether I was in the parish church, whether I was in the bishop's house, whether I am in the seminary, or if I was in the United States, anybody who came to me, the first question I always ask, did you have some food? Because this is what I mean. People don't care how much we know until they know how much we care. Again, this is what I've been trying to make an attempt to be human and in order to become a better priest. And again, my vulnerability, my weakness, that understanding my own limitations. Another experience from the same parish, again teaching me this important theology, how God looks at each of us and how He takes care of us, how He loves us. And this was another time, again in Alugunda parish, and I was surprised recently Father Ajay Pradhan shared the same experience, and I had to go to Kotama and Panigunda for First Friday. That was, I was in charge of those. So early morning, I'll take a bus to Kotama, walk from there an hour to Kotama. There was nothing else. I didn't have a motorcycle, I didn't have a car, there was no bus going. And I would hear 3 hours of confession, and they would give me regularly upama, the suji upama, and then I have to eat. Then you walk to Dekaponga again and hear another 3 hours of confession in Panigunda. Through Dekaponga we go to Panigunda. So this particular First Friday, so I got the bus and I walked and I reached there. There were more people in Kotama to make confession. There were at least 4 hours of confession in the morning, and therefore there was no time to eat the breakfast. And then I had to walk again without eating breakfast, and walked another 1 hour and reached the Panigunda. There were people waiting. They were impatient. I'm always already 1 hour late, and they're not happy. So I didn't even ask for a cup of water. So I just went inside the church and I sat for confession. And maybe 2-3 confessions I heard. Fourth one or fifth one maybe. When the man who came for confession woke me up and said, "Father, give me your blessing," because I had slept in the confessional. And there was no confession, I was sleeping. And if I did in my home parish or in Raigada, they would have asked me, which seminary did you go to, correct? And so this man, I was so embarrassed. I was so too proud to say sorry, because I was a priest at that time. So I didn't ask sorry, but I was embarrassed. He understood I was embarrassed because he woke me. I was sleeping. The whole time he was making confession, I was sleeping, and he woke me up and said, "Don't worry, Father. I know you are tired. So I have told my sins to God. Please give me absolution and penance." I have learned another theology, to look at others through God's eyes. And to look at others or understand others from others' point of view. Not only through your eyes and through your point of view. So these are the defining moments, and I have had many such defining moments in my life. And I am grateful for the theology I have learned from people. The grassroots theology, that every baptized person is a theologian. They are not just in the seminaries and in the universities. Our people in the villages, each of them, each baptized person is a theologian in her or his own right. So again, I can go on telling. I said I have cut short my speech, so I just want to go to the next part of my thanksgiving, and that is beginning from my family. And there are 3 important people. I don't want to talk much about them because I can get emotional. I will not be able to continue. And that is my parents and my brother, who are not with us here, because of whom I am here. And like I said, I just don't want to talk much about them. I also want to include another great man, my cousin of my father, Father Thomas Varikar, who also has died, and who is also instrumental in my vocation, and I am grateful to him, and also almost all of my paternal uncles, paternal uncle, and my paternal aunties, aunts, and my maternal uncles and aunts. They are all passed. They are no more with us, but they have served with me with love and support, and always, every time I visited them, they always supported me, and I remember them with grateful heart. And it is all because, once again, I want to mention about my parents and my brother and my uncles and aunts and all who have supported me. But I want to talk more about those who are living than the dead. I can get emotional when I speak about them. So I will not, but I want to talk about the living. So I have so many, 26 of them, and I have not invited any of them to come here. I have not invited any of them to my Jubilee. I have not asked any one of them to come, and they have come all the way and to show their love. So I just want to begin again with the priest, Father Philip, my former parish priest, and I always enjoyed visiting him at the parish, celebrating Mass or giving homilies there. And it's a lot of trouble coming from all the way from there. And Father Jacob Chiromelil, who is a kind of mentor, guide, friend, my childhood friend. We went to school together, we played together, and then we almost more at the same time we joined the seminary. He's my family member, my relation, and more than that, a childhood friend, and everything where I wanted to be taken care of at home for any function, Father Jacob did that. And another great friend and family member, Father Jacob Katadi, who is also the brother-in-law of my second sister. And they didn't have to take this trouble all the way, to come all the way from Kerala to attend these fathers. I will not forget this gesture of yours and the trouble that you have taken. Thank you so much. And also, I have two friends from San Jose, Gibson and James. Again, came all the way from the United States. And here they are here, and I don't know if I deserve all these, but I'm grateful to you, Gibson and James, for this gesture of yours. And then I have my sister-in-law here, who is currently the head of our family. Also, I have my three cousin brothers here, Thomas, Alex, and Jacob. They also came all the way from just to attend this program, and I'm grateful to them. And I have four sisters here. I don't want to, that some of them are maybe sleeping, I don't want to wake them up. So I have four sisters, we had such a well-knit family, and these people have taught me that you are always the more important person. That you always should have more than I should have. Even today, they are like that, about their own sisters, or about me, or about anybody, their philosophy. And they have taught me that philosophy. My brother and my sisters have taught me that you should have more than I have, and that you are more important than me. And they took good care of me, and they have loved me enough, and they are here. And I also have my brother's son, and also his wife and his children. And I have my oldest. She looks older than me. She's younger. My oldest niece, to me. She came all the way from United States just for this, and she's not even going home. She just came from the United States, came to Delhi. She came here. She's going back to Delhi and came where she came with her son. And when I mention about my brothers-in-law, they are not here, or Tony's husband, they're not here. But if they had not held the fort or allowed them, they wouldn't be here. So I'm grateful to, it's like my brothers-in-law are here, or Tony's husband is here, Biju, and so because they are able to be here. And I have my niece, another niece, my brother's daughter. She came from Dubai with her husband. She is here, and also her son. And I have another niece, my older sister's daughter. She came all the way from Kuwait again. She just came from Kuwait just to here, and she's going back, not even going home. Again, her husband had to let her go. Jijo, who is not here, and I am grateful to. Tony is looking at me. Why you are not saying a word? He's telling about me. My oldest sister's son. He came from Delhi with his the singers here are his son and daughter, and Tony's son, and they also took a lot of trouble bringing all these children from Delhi. And did I miss anyone? We have a famous nursing student, Neha, my youngest sister's daughter, and she should thank me because I went to bring her from Vichapur. So thank you, Neha, for being here, and she also has to leave tomorrow's class. So my family, they know that I don't call them, and even if they call, I will return that call after 2 days, because my principle is, my home is, like Jiddu Krishnamurti said, your home is where you are. And Diocese of Rayagada has been my home, but I always cherish them. And what I am today, what I am today is because of my family, my parents, my brother, my sisters, and my nephews and nieces. I cherish them, although I don't keep much contact and all that. But I do cherish them. There is no day that passes without remembering them in my prayers or any and so all of you, I'm so grateful to all of you. And I'm also just made a passing mention about my teachers, my formators, and also 4 other important people, my bishops. Bishop Tiridalil, who admitted me because God brought me to Odisha in a dramatic way. Father Ojoy, in his wonderful homily, so I'm going to talk about him later. So that's right, my fellow Jubilean. So in his homily said, my struggle to discover where I belong. It has been a real struggle from the beginning. So in a very dramatic way, that I was brought to Odisha, and I believe that God has a purpose for me, and I want my desires to meet that purpose of God, and that's where my priesthood will flourish. So I am again Bishop Tiridadi, who admitted me to, took me to the Diocese of Berambur, and later on he ordained to me, although he was the Bishop of Balesur at that time. And after that, Bishop Joseph Das, he another person who has influenced me a lot. A few years ago, I had to present a paper in a university, and for my master's degree, part of it was pastoral leadership, and I had to mention or explain 3 leaders that I liked, the effective leaders or good leaders, and one of them I chose was Bishop Joseph Das. And many of you know Bishop Joseph Das will not remember him as a highly learned leader or a very efficient leader, but one of the most effective leaders I knew was Bishop Joseph Das. And when I explained to the people, to the university student, why I liked him as a leader, and one woman, a learned woman who was a counselor, she got up and asked me, do we have bishops in the church even today, like this bishop in the church even today? And it is not to take anything away from my current bishop, Bishop Apolinar or Bishop Sarath, but a man who taught me what it means to trust God. And his motto was, in God we trust. And he literally lived that, what it means to trust others and what it means to trust God. These are the two great qualities that a leader should have: to trust God and to trust others, and that is the best way to be an effective leader. So I'm grateful for 10 years. He gave me this opportunity. He put challenges before me, and it was not easy, but he has made me to grow 10 years. And there were times that I had to carry him in my arms to take him to hospital, to the jeep, because he couldn't even walk sometimes because he was suffering from bone cancer. But this was a man, one of the few people who have influenced my life and also changed my life to some extent or to great extent. I remember Bishop Joseph Das today with a grateful heart, and one of the greater people who have influenced me. I'm also grateful to Bishop Sarath and my current bishop, Bishop Apolinar, when they trusted me always. They asked me, they wanted me to back in the diocese, they needed me, they made me to feel that I was needed. Bishop Sarath also, he came to all the way to the United States to ask me to come back. Because then he allowed me for another 3 years to begin my doctorate. And Bishop Apolinar again, and I said that he is responsible, and he wanted to have this celebration. And I'm grateful to Father Ajay, my philosophy classmate, and he was more lovable than I was. Now the whole seminary called him Dilkush because he is another person who cannot get angry, and so thank you, Father, for being here all the way. He's a professor. He did his master's degree in Kenya in Changanassery, the institute, family institute, and the institute sent him for his doctorate, and he teaches there, and he teaches in Sambelpur, and now he writes. Thank you for the homily, and thank you for coming all the way, and congratulations on being faithful for the last 25 years as a priest. I know you have been a good priest, you have been an effective priest, Father Ajay. And finally, the most important people now, I have mentioned that before so many times, is my community, Shanti Bhavan community. Father Prabhudas, Father Sisir, they support me. Say I cannot ask for a better support. They support me in every way. I'm so happy. We have a happy community. The seminarians, thank you so much for all your the show that you have put up, all the work you have been doing, and all the love that you show to me. I am so much grateful. So once again, I just want to thank all of you, especially my family members. Now tomorrow you have to take up this ordeal of traveling back, and I will have time to sleep sometimes, but you'll have to take this trouble again. Thank you so much, my sister-in-law, Grace Amma, my oldest sister, Mariama or Kunyamal, my second sister, Elsama, and my third sister, Sheila, and my fourth sister, Minnie, and again my cousins, Thomas, Alex, and Jacob, and nephews and nieces. I will call you and tell your names later, so I don't have time to take. So thank you everybody. All of your names are taken. Thank you so much, and bringing your kids. It has been a wonderful day. Thank you, Gibson. Thank you, James. Thanks for coming. Once again, thank you, Philippacha, Shajivanacha, and Chakwasanachan. Thank you so much for coming. And thank you once again, children from hostels and sisters who got all these wonderful dances. I know how much time you have put in, how many days you have practiced. I understand, and it is all because you wanted to show your appreciation to me. Thank you so very much. And who else? Our guest, Varghese and his family, my friend Vijay Patnaik and his family, Jacob, some parishioners. I can't take all of your names. I am grateful to you, Kudaranjan Naik, Sir, he's here, and many others. If I have not missed anybody, and the youth of the parish, the choir especially, Father Ashok has been here preparing. And I don't get everybody's name, so I can't take everybody's name. The choir here, the sound system. Father Sisir is coming up to say word of thanks. He will say all of this. So Father Sisir, I have said enough. Make it short, yours. Okay? So everybody, so thank you for your love and affection and for your support. And I don't know. I will be there for the 50th anniversary. I don't care about it. But if I have my 26th one, I want to live it well, and I want to live it meaningfully, and I want to be faithful to my priesthood. So once again, thank you so much. And now you, each of you, has been my defining moment, and this is what I want you to take home. And this is another principle that guides me on. The heart is the happiest when it beats for others. The heart is the happiest when it beats for others. My heart beats for you, and let your hearts beat for others. That's the best way to be human. Thanks again. Thanks for your prayer.
Thank you, Father Abraham. Thank you for sharing your life.